Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, our production with Gorcon, which we take the time to speak with small cap executives right after they put out important news or a series of important news. With us today, we're happy to have her back from Israel, Iris Bincovich. She's the CEO of Innocan Pharma, trades on the CSE under the stock symbol INNO, and for our friends in Europe on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange under IP4. Now, for those of you new to the story, it's going to be a lot of you. Look, we know what's happened to cannabis in 2020, a lot of dissension because of what happened in 2019. But going forward in 2021, we know that cannabis is going to start moving again. And as a cannabis investor, why limit yourself to a company with just one specialty when companies like Innocan offer you exposure to both the exploding world of cannabis pharma as well as a portfolio of patent pending launch-ready consumer health products, right? The company has the pharmaceutical side where they're developing what they're calling the pharmaceutical guided missile to defeat coronavirus lung infection. Very serious, and they're targeting lungs that are infected with coronavirus or other viral infections. But while the pharma side is developing, because we know that can take a while, the company's got great over-the-counter consumer products as well. Their Derma Cosmetics is a premium cosmetics brand with several European distribution agreements already. We're going to talk about that. And their over-the-counter pain relief products for pain relief had a U.S. clinical study. We're going to tell you about the amazing results that came out of that and already approved by the European authorities. So the companies are going great. Let's talk about it. Iris, welcome back to the show.
Hi, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Glad to have you back because the company, before we get into details about recent press releases and announcement you've made, generally speaking, the company is now pretty much succeeding, it looks like, on all fronts. How are you feeling as a company? How should you shareholders feel about how the company's progressed here in 2020?
So we deliver everything we promised to do. Products are ready to be launched. We have very good positive results from the clinical of the university products that we are developing. We are moving forward. The COVID is challenging us, but I think that overall it's a great progress. In several of the terms, it's ahead of schedule. So we are happy, very happy. We believe there is a real thing that we are delivering. Well-being to consumers, if it's in a pain relief solutions, if it's in a better administration of cannabinoid into the body. So we are making progress in every step we take in every field we are active in.
Yeah, and I'm going to add in just a little opinion before I get into the question, which is, I think what's happening now is just like with the dot-com bubble that crashed back in 2000, the market is throwing away, George's cannabis company who really didn't have anything, mixing CBD in a bathtub somewhere and trying to sell product, throwing those companies out because they're not real and rewarding companies that have real value. And you guys have real value. So let's talk about the three segments, and you've got a slide you're going to put up for us here in order to be able to visualize that. So these are your three segments. Let's talk about first, people around the world are still doubting cannabinoids effects on the skin. And that's probably because there are too many George's cannabinoid company out there. What are your latest findings?
So I think it's a very good question. And a good demonstration of this is our patent pending pain relief, which actually combine three different mechanisms to reduce the pain. We have the CBD, which has anti-inflammatory properties that have been proven. We incorporate magnesium, which is a muscle relaxant, and menthol and methylsalicylate, which are topical anesthetic and FDA OTC approved ingredients. So delivering this in one product was very challenging to formulate. We managed to develop a very stable product. We validate. We conducted a clinical study in a New York Pediatric Care and Sports Center. We tested
And by the way, these are fantastic results if people could get a chance to read it, where, it's a clinical study showing more than 90% of participants experience reduction in pain. I mean, that's amazing.
I think the uniqueness of this formulation is that immediately after 20 minutes of application, 83% of participants notice immediate improvement in pain. So as a pharma company, we see the therapeutic effect of the cannabinoids, but more important, we take advantage of science conducted and combine the therapeutic effect with known active ingredients, best delivery system in order to provide something different in the market. So it's like a unicorn, it's disrupting the market. It's really providing something new. It's amazing results. You can actually feel the relief in a time zone. It's not a heating process or a cooling process like normal relief products. It works on a different mechanism, and this is so happy for me to share this results. This was evaluated on event pain, so you've got your back pain or sport pain, but on people who suffer from chronic pain. So this is how we.
This is a massive market, right, Iris? I mean, this is just as you get older, especially, how many of us don't have some kind of pain in a shoulder and legs and all sorts of different things that need relief. And you don't want to take gastrointestinal. You don't always want to take pharmaceuticals necessarily, right?
Exactly. So I think that I just want to relate to this. This was not done. I mean, the average was the age was 65. People who are younger, they have even better efficacy on their relief of pain. We want to challenge ourselves. This really improve and relieve various types of pain.
And in order to kind of validate this, again, I know and you know, and
oh no, you just have to try it.
And I can't wait, because I'm going to ask you, where can I buy up I would love to send this as a Christmas gift to all my clients. I got to tell you, rather than sending them chocolates in a basket, say, do this so that they feel better forever because of me. But what I want to talk about is quickly, if you can talk about, is it is a clinical study conducted by Dr. Joseph Geldwart there at the Center for Pediatric Care and Sports Medicine in New York. So how independent was that, and how much does that validate your findings?
So this was a combine of self-assessment of the patient, because it's very hard if you have a pain here and you don't have a pain here. How can you evaluate?
Right.
Those patients used to use the regular available products, topical pain reduce. So they have a lot of experience. I think the difference is I'm timing them. I'm giving them 20 minutes. I'm putting on people and say, okay, now do a stopper and let's see what's happening after 20 minutes. So you can actually feel the relief after 20 minutes. So it's amazing.
Now, let's talk about commercialization, because the one downfall a lot of the companies is they know how to do R&D, which is very difficult, but they can get through the R&D and create a great product, but they know nothing about marketing and distribution at the end of the day. So let's talk about commercialization, because you personally have a big track record in commercializing and succeeding. So in such a competitive market, it's got to be difficult. Yet you're signing agreements through Europe, and the latest one is Germany. So let's talk about
products are currently being delivered. I can name now to Germany and UK, among others. I think the differentiation is coming from a real pharma approach We do validation not just for over-the-counter products, also for dermal cosmetic, a premium line.
Right.
We really invested in clinical studies in an independent research done in Portugal to evaluate or to demonstrate the benefits, because it's very hard when once applying an anti-aging cream or facial serum to see the before and after. You don't have a memory about this. So we did a cosmetic clinical study on 20 volunteers, and this, after a 1 month, presented 90 to 95% of wrinkle reductions after using twice a day. So coming to the
my
market,
wife saw that and said, "Who's that company? I need to know them." It's I mean, you almost don't believe that sometimes, because we all see these infomercials, especially in America. I'm
yeah.
not sure.
So
You see there's a
let's
celebrity.
let's
They say,
ignore
"Rub
the
this."
numbers. Exactly. Let's ignore the chart. And we actually did a photograph of the face and the wrinkles before and after. And you can actually see the depth of the wrinkle decreasing over time after 1 month of use. So it's not cheap. It has been developed for over 2 years.
Wow.
Choosing the exact concentration of each ingredient. We use the CBD and hyaluronic and peptides in order to create a very active product that deliver results. Another study we did is hydration. I don't know if people are familiar, but it's like drinking. You know, we have to drink in order to stay alive. The skin, in order to stay young, beautiful, elasticity, you need to hydrate it. So we did evaluation. It's a different study. Another study we conducted about the significantly increase of hydration, which is the number 1 of treatment in cosmetic. And we saw a very dramatic increase, 164% increase, 141. It's above average of regular creams, topicals. So coming back to your question regarding commercializing, I think when discussing with potential consumers, with distributors, having such a scientific background to support the product, patients, it's not patients, it's consumer, are getting much more educated. They want to see, they want to learn, they know. The internet allow us to know everything. So sharing this information, statistics and clinical study build trust. And eventually is to build trust among consumers. There is a lot of products coming out after the reign of CBD-based product. Our products are not CBD-based. They combine science, smart formulation, a lot of active ingredients, and CBD in a synergistic effect to provide the highest standards, highest efficacy available.
And that's why you're getting these distribution agreements, right? Because at the end of the day, you know, George's CBD, Derma, Cosmo company, and Innocan have to go see the same distributors, right? And that's where the difference is really made, because they look at George, say, "Hey, George, you just put CBD and some cream here. You're throwing a bottle and you're trying to say you've got magic. Get out." And then they talk to Innocan and say, "Hey, this is clinically based R&D, clinical research and clinical results at the end of the day." Is that your competitive advantage? And is that how consumers are going to, because at the end of the day, it's the distributor that really matters, right? Because if they get you on the shelves, that's how you really win at the end of the day.
Consumers are much more educated and smarter, and they search the net, they search to find information before they do a purchase, especially a new brand. What we provide as information differentiate us completely in the cannabis arena. This is the highest standard, even compared to big worldwide cosmetic brands. So sharing the information through our website, through our social media, being completely transparent about all the ingredients we use and the benefit of each one of them. This, and even it's much more expensive compared to just CBD-based topicals.
Sure,
They worship and they understand why.
Better at the end of the day.
Exactly why it's why this differentiate, why they have to pay more, what they can achieve. Listen, pain relief, it's a worldwide phenomena. It's not undead meat, but it's still people are seeking alternative solutions. They went to the CBD oils because this is what they can find on the internet.
Sure.
Now we are providing them I can call it in Canada Cannabis 0.3, the next generation of products.
Yeah, absolutely. And the next generation of stock at the same time, right?
Exactly.
So let's talk about how the consumer, so it seems now you're clearly into the commercialization phase. You're getting distribution agreements in Europe. So how does, I won't say the rest of 2020 because we're pretty much going to the last month. How does 2021 look? Should shareholders expect you to continue to strike more and more distribution agreements around the world? Or are you going to focus on Europe, really do well there, and then move on? What's your plan?
So
what's your
this is just scratching the surface. We are on dialogue with various of distributors, hoping to add one by one in the US, in Europe, in the Far East, in South America. This is just the beginning.
Now, devil's advocate, do you have the manufacturing capacity, and how have you addressed that? For everyone at home, would you be manufacturing the product yourselves? Would you be outsourcing that? Because sometimes you have to be wary of your dreams coming true, right? Be careful what you wish for. Can you guys handle the increased growth through 2021? Which I'm sure you can, but I'd love to know your answers to how you're gonna do that.
This is an excellent point. Coming from background of experience, we have in place a contract with a Portugal-based facility who produce for us for the European and Asian market. And we have in place an FDA-approved facility in New Jersey, who is developing and producing for the US and the rest of the world. So regarding capacity, we are just again scratching the surface. There is no problem. Having two sites gives us freedom to fulfill any needs. The US facility is huge, the European as well. So, we can balance.
And what I like about that, Iris, also is that it further drives the point home for everybody watching or listening by podcast that you're well beyond R&D, clinical studies. You got distribution agreements, you got manufacturing agreements set up. If you wouldn't be going that far unless you had the confidence that all of that was going to be commercialized. So I like reading between the lines there and saying, hey, you're not setting up manufacturing agreements if you don't have visibility.
We have the products, I have a screen, but we
can see it.
We are not wording just. We have actions in hands.
For your Canadian investors, right? Some like me, and I'm sure a lot of people watching, how do we get our hands on the product in Canada? And I know Canada's not a major market. Obviously, the United States is a massive market. The European Union is massive. Any chance that because sometimes you have that double bonus here where your shareholders can also be your customers.
Yes.
Any chance that we'll have access to it in Canada in 2021?
The answer is sure, yes. I know that now there are a regulatory action to legalize the CBD and take it out of the dispensaries. And our product are in discussion with the various vendors already.
Beautiful.
Regarding the sale in dispensaries, it's a 60-day notice with the Health Canada. Everything is already in motion. This is what I can say.
You said a lot, Iris. This has been a fantastic interview. Congratulations on ending off the year really nicely, both on the, not both, on the R&D side.
Yet.
What's that?
It's not ended yet.
True, but I mean, it's obviously ending in the right way. Unless something bad happens, it can only get better. But you've done not only great on the company side, but things are also looking great on your stock side as well. The market is starting to take notice. So, last word to you. You know, what should the world expect from Innocan in 2021?
Continue to deliver what we promised to.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. Yes.
Simple as that. So, and you know what? When you're doing great things, you can say there's less words to say at the end of the day. So, congratulations, Iris. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you, George.
You've been watching, or if you've been listening by podcast, Iris Bincovich, the CEO of Innocan Pharma, trades on the CSE under the stock symbol INNO, and for our friends in Europe on Frankfurt under IP4. Now, for those of you who want to continue to do your due diligence, we know there's a lot to absorb here, but the great thing is it's really easy. Iris has made it easy to understand. You got the pharma side, you got the consumer derma side, and you've got the over-the-counter products for pain relief. So it's not difficult to understand the company. That gives great diversity while they build the long-term pharma side. The short, medium-term over-the-counter retail products are going to carry the company. But to do your due diligence, we've got that all laid out nicely for you on the Innocan Hub and Agoracom. So get there, get to the profile page to revisit all this again. Then get over to the Innocan site, which you can click over to right from Agoracom. Do your due diligence, because our thesis at Agoracom is that 2021 is going to see the return of cannabis-related product companies, but the companies that are going to be rewarded are the ones that are building true businesses. The days of George's Cannabis Co. are over, and now we're moving into the next phase of cannabis, which I think is going to last a decade, and that's going to be the value-add companies like Innocan. So you do your due diligence, and don't say we didn't tell you so. Thanks for seeing us today, everyone. Have a great day. Talk to you next time.